89. I'm your host, Lego. Oh, wait, no. Lego didn't come this week. I'm your host, Triton. Oh, wait, no, he didn't show up either. Let me try one more time. I'm your host, the man. Fuck. Nobody came today. But I'm Hov, and we brought along our good friend, Wilson309, who has been on the show many a times. Rezo member, good friend. How you doing, Wilson? How's the week going?
I'm doing good, man. Boy, you know, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel to get on to RezoCast when 3 of the hosts can't make it.
Well, to be fair, you were even more of a blessing because you were already coming on, and then everyone decided not to show up. So actually, you're more like you're more like Jesus than scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're like our savior.
Is it because I haven't like shaved all week? Like,
yeah, it's because you look like Jesus.
No, my man, I've been good, dude. I've been working really hard. Started back with the summer concrete job, so I am sunburnt, tired. Don't have as much time to play as much of Destiny, but when I get home from work, that's pretty much all I do until I gotta go to bed.
I was gonna say you've been playing a good bit of Destiny.
I have been. I'm ready for the weekend, dude. I'm ready to stay up late, party all night in the nightfall.
Party all night in the nightfall.
Party all night
so
in the
nightfall. That leads me to my next question. Since I fell asleep,
you did?
Did you? Well, yeah, I was like, Marcus knew too. He was like, I bet you're gonna fall asleep. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then I woke up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was playing with Marcus and Wilson and Dewey, and I was like, well, no, actually, Dewey had left. JJ was there. And I was like, I'm going to go just lay on my couch for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. And this was at like 10 to 8. Marcus was like, you're going to go to sleep. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then at like 9:40, I woke up and was like, motherfucker.
Instantly, like, head hit the pillow, woke up. Shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So when I left,
I didn't know you said you were gonna be back. I just thought you're like, I'm gonna go lay down. I'm pretty sure you said I may or may not be back.
No, because I stayed in the party because I was planning on coming back. Like that was the idea.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, I was in the party. Oh, that's cool.
So you heard everything I said? Never mind.
No, I didn't wear my headphones. Fuck you, first of all. Second of all, I didn't wear my headphones. While I was sleeping, but I don't really know where I was going with this.
Didn't you have a dream?
Oh my god. I had a dream. Not like the good. I mean, it wasn't bad. So it's starting to feel how dreams like fade. Like when you first wake up, you remember everything. Like an hour later, you remember like 1 or 2. Yeah. So it definitely involved. So I don't think I was in it. I don't know if I was like watching it from the point of view of this girl or if I was also there. But there was this girl.
Would you have an out-of-body experience dream, kind of isometric view?
I don't know if it was that or just like I was like watching a movie. Like I wasn't actually watching a movie, but
All right, continue.
So, Lego also. I know you're going to be listening to this at some point. You might even be in chat. I just want you to know that we can do this, even though there's so much to talk about, because it's just me and Wilson. So like. It's not going to take as long to discuss things. So there was this girl, and she was living in the city, and I think her brother was missing, and she went back to her little, like, it was like a tiny speck of a town, like modern, but kind of like you would see in like a Western. Like literally there's nothing, and then there's just like one, like, 100-yard street of buildings, you know?
Right.
Except it was like pretty high-tech in there, like it was modern, even though it was small. So anyway, so we go there, and as we're gonna go there, there's lots of traffic. There's just like a big build-up to get into there, and so we're gonna just walk past all this traffic to see what's going on and go into this town, and all of a sudden there's these people driving up and down the street, and they're yelling shit, and they're looking for someone, and they're like, they just start shooting people like as they're driving by, and it's this like gang of like
Mad Max,
kind of like, yeah, almost. Actually, I was gonna say that, but it was led by James Franco.
Well, he's such an attractive man. Why would he lead a group?
Well, no, I think I took that inspiration. I think there is a movie coming out where he's like the bad guy, and he's like real weird and like. So anyway, so we hide and we run into there, and we go to this house, and there's this guy, and I'm pretty sure he knew this This girl's brother who's missing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say he was a fan of the podcast. Anyway.
he's a fan of the podcast. And so they start talking to him about some sort of like crazy technology, you know, like Mission Impossible shit. Like there's this thing and it's out there, and he knew where it was, and he disappeared.
Yeah, red light, green light gum.
Yeah,
you know,
like
that sort of thing.
Crazy shit. So I don't know. It involved a tiny town in upstate New York, a girl, her missing brother who was involved in some sort of crazy government technology, and James Franco, Mad Max gang. So
sounds like Man in the High Castle. Like it sounds like an episode of that. I don't know if you. We don't have time to get into that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it sounds pretty wild. Absolutely wild. What the hell have you? First of all, what have you been watching? And secondly, did you eat like a spicy bean burrito before you laid down to take a nap to give you those kind of dreams? Like, did you ever food affect your dreams? You talk so much shit about Steak and Shake, and your dream manifested your angst.
That's because it's terrible. It's the worst. Listen, no. What do you like Steak and Shake, Wilson?
This is a Destiny podcast, not the Steak and Shake debate podcast. We debate Steak and Shake versus Shake Shack. All right, for the 100th time.
There's nothing to debate because it's terrible. Also, the movie is called Future World.
Oh, I've seen previously.
And James Franco, it's kind of like him from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my like 10 minutes leading up to the podcast. That's why I'm all sweaty again.
I just got done running from James Franco, and now I got to do a podcast.
Oh, yeah, it's been a crazy day. I also got a potato in the mail today.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. You got a potato, and I believe it had "Eat Me" written on it.
Yeah, it did. It was a small, misshapen potato.
The world needs to know. Did you eat it?
Absolutely not.
Not even a bite.
It's an anonymous potato. I don't know who it came from. It could be North Korean hackers. It could have been from Kim Jong-un.
Could have been North Korean hackers trying to get into your brain.
How do I know 1 million random people across the U.S. didn't get these poisoned potatoes from Kim Jong-un?
That's quite the statement. But you had an opportunity to go down in history as patient zero.
Maybe not. Maybe everyone else already ate them, and I just haven't watched the news.
No one remembers patient zero. You're right. That's bad.
Yeah, but for real, I came home to a package, you know, in those like tan envelopes, like padded envelopes the mail service uses, and I was like, oh, what did I order? Like, what is this? Like, I'm not even gonna. Never mind. And I opened it.
I'm pretty sure if you baked it, it would like bake all the like, you know, badness out of it.
What do you know about anthrax?
I mean, I know that if you preheat your oven to 375, it can make some bad stuff pretty good. So you should see some of the stuff I've cooked in the oven.
I don't even know where to go with that. But I opened this and I was like, that looks like a potato. And I took it out and it was a potato and it had a business card with it. It was from anonymouspotato.com. And it said,
"Oh, it's a business."
Yeah, you can
like legit. That's like Bag of Dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can have them write either a picture or one sentence, one phrase on the potato, and they will send it to anyone anonymously.
I gotta think of something like really fucked up to put on the potato and like send it to like Marcus.
I still think it was Marcus.
Like,
dude.
Right, like, have you seen Mrs. Potato Head or something on it and send it to someone?
When he just said in chat, maybe 99 people will get superpowers and now you won't. And now I'm sad as fuck. I'm gonna go eat that potato.
I love the way Winnie thinks.
I will take a bite of that potato on the podcast.
Winnie's the kind of guy that take a chance and get superpowers. Like,
no,
if you would have had that potato, he would have said, "Quit being a bitch." And he would have taken a bite out of it.
And then he would be a super villain.
Definitely when he'd be a villain. 100%.
But I think it's everything with me. I had a crazy dream and an anonymous potato. I know those were long stories, but also, like Marcus said, I'm going to bring the potato to Guardian Con, I think.
Oh, you should. You should let it grow a bunch of those eyes or whatever, like those stuff. That'd be really cool.
That's creepy.
No, just carry it around and just like, this is my thing.
Also, Wilson, I'm a little disappointed in you though.
Oh God.
You Wilson, just shot down my North Korea potato hacker conspiracy theory, and I feel like I that was right up your alley. I did that for you.
Because if you like put it in the microwave or the oven and just like bake the Korea out of it, like
I don't think that's how that works. That's with like E. coli.
I don't even know if I should say that, but like it's.
I don't think that's Lego's gonna hate me. But anyway, what have you been up to this week?
I have been spending all of my faction rally time in the Nightfall trying to get the sniper. Once again.
Did you get it?
No, because I haven't put in 34 hours to get it yet. Because
Do you want me to get it for you?
Every Nightfall, I have to devote an entire week to getting that item, and it.
Do you want me to get it for you?
It always falls on something important, whether it's Iron Banner, faction rally, your mom's birthday. I mean, I had to throw that in. I'm sorry, you know, just love the lady, but yeah, it just. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to get the hell out of that Nightfall this week, man.
I'm gonna get it for you.
I mean, I'll give you the deets, the account deets.
I'll fall asleep, so it doesn't matter. But the important question is, who did you pledge to?
I mean, come on. I mean,
don't do it to me.
Dead Orbit.
Oh, dude. You dirtbag. I
mean, it's the smart decision. Look, dude, I get it.
Future War Cult is the scrappy underdog, man. There's a lot of I'm seeing a lot more Future War Cult.
Then I can buy that sidearm. That's fine.
No, we won't sell it to you.
Yeah, I really think Lakshmi would have something to say about that. I don't think you tell her what to do.
She is anti hippie and anti.
Well, she's anti freaking North Korean baked potato that might hack
How do
her.
you
She's
know?
a machine, because she's a machine. Don't you go bring in your hacked ass baked potato.
It's not a computer potato.
I mean, you're the one that said it could.
Maybe it is though. Maybe the potato is what James Franco's gang was looking for.
It's all symbolic, dude.
Oh my god!
But look at this all wrong,
guys. No, I'm gonna have to end the podcast. I have a computational potato in my kitchen.
A computational potato. Yeah, we got to make this happen. But no, my whole theory is get the Graviton Lance. If Future War Cult wins, buy the sidearm, regardless of what you have to say about it or not. And if they don't win, then when I pledge to them next time, I'll be able to hopefully get it from random drops. But if they don't win this time, you're not going to get that really good sidearm that I'm going after from Future War Cult. That's what I want. I want the winning weapon. I'm taking the safe bet, dude. Like, you know me, dude. I have always spread the goodwill of Future War Cult. And I'm sorry, man. I had to stray for that Graviton Lance Catalyst.
You know? I had been torn through D2. I really liked New Monarchy, and I really liked Future War Cult. And the single pledge per account has made me realize that Future War Cult is the only way to go, and I thought you were with me. I thought that we were gonna ride off into the sunset
with your potato. It just keeps going back to that fucking potato, man.
Lego, if the title of this episode doesn't involve that potato in some way, you have failed. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Damn, the challenge throwdown. So, like, it's been really cool though. Like, don't get me wrong, I've spent a lot of time in the Nightfall, but I have hit rank 30 so far.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's pretty much. I've done a few lost sectors, like, you know, you got to get the renown and you go in, which I really like, except when I'm on Mercury, because there is so much geometry on that small space and so much going on, and you're forced to go over these gravity lifts that make you take damage when you hit the ground, or you'll hit the ground and hit that like backboard that they put there for guardians to like keep them from going forward and stuff. So like that can get a little frustrating when you're like trying to stack up your renown while doing your flashpoint this week, which is why I'm spending time there.
Flashpoint on Mercury sucks ass.
It really does, dude. They need to make those more frequent. I mean, also they have all that other stuff going on that you can do to get your flashpoint done, but when you have renown, a 5-stack, and you're trying to take down one of those yellow bar guys,
they're tough.
And then they're very tough, and then another guy's spawning them behind you, and Harry the Hobgoblin on the other side of the map has a clear line of sight on you.
I'm not a fan of Harry. I like
Henry.
That's, I swear to God, Wilson, that's what I was gonna say.
That's his brother.
I prefer Henry over Harry. Yeah.
I mean, you know, to each their own.
Yeah. There's always two hobgoblins.
Yeah, Harry's always in the back just camping.
Being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot going on there. It is really cool though when you go to other planets and do it. I'm really enjoying it. It's actually kept me from double dipping public events because, you know, if you load back in, you lose your renown. So I'm actually traversing, you know, the map, going around, getting patrols, public events.
That's another thing there. You can't get out your Sparrow, and that pisses me off too.
Oh, at Mercury?
Mercury?
I know.
Yeah.
I try to all the time. I pull my ghost out to get on my Sparrow, and then Harry and Henry come in and snipe the shit out of me.
Right? What a fucking... But, no, that's we'll get... First of all, if you were listening or watching live, we know there was a big announcement. We have a lot to talk about. But having not had Wilson on here, and a lot actually going on right now with faction rallies and everything, we're going to get through all this stuff pretty quick, and then we're really going to dive into the year 2 reveal. So don't want you to think that we're stupid, because sometimes we come across as very stupid, especially me. But no, I've really liked faction rallies. I know there's pros and cons. There's people that don't like being able to only pledge to one, but you know, that's the thing. Like, it's a decision. It comes down to that. Maybe you don't get that catalyst, or maybe you don't get that weapon. Like, that's the decision. That's why I like it. I realize that means I'm not going to get stuff, but you know,
right?
What are you gonna do? Like, what is it? Dire Promise? Is that the Dead Orbit hand cannon that everyone liked?
Yeah, you can still get it.
I've never done anything with Dead Orbit ever. So I don't want it.
Not even in college.
I had an experimental period. I went through a phase.
You went through a hot topic phase with Dead Orbit.
Yeah, me and a rock.
It's not a phase, Mom.
It was a phase. But no, I have been playing the shit out of Destiny. Like,
yeah,
more now than probably even like the first week of Destiny 2, because then it was just because everything was new and you had to play through everything, but I didn't keep doing it. Like, this is the most Destiny I've sat down and like grinded at stuff in Destiny 2's lifespan. I am really enjoying it. The faction rallies I think are much improved. The renown, it's just hard enough. It's hard and you can't act like an asshole, but it's not like undoable, unbeatable.
Right. Yeah.
The heroic strikes, like Dewey and I played a bunch last night. I know people think they're hard for what they give you and all that, and that's probably true. The rewards need some work, but I think difficulty on them is pretty well perfect. Like, they're difficult, they're a challenge, they take some time and thought, but there was never a point, even with Blackout. Is that what it's called? The melee one, Blackout? Mm-hmm. Even with that on, there was never a point in any of them where like I just kept dying and I felt like, God, like I'm not getting anywhere. This is fucking terrible. You know, I think they hit that sweet spot in difficulty.
The thing I like the most about heroic strikes right now is that with the modifiers, you can really think about your loadout before you go in and figure out the best way to just break the shit out of that strike. You know what I mean? So for instance, if there's like, the void burn or singe on for the week or whatever, it's going to be tractor cannons and nova bombs and putting void on all your weapons and certain things. And with arc, maybe you're going to go in there with the new Achilleos sniper rifle from Escalation Protocol, which I got, and it's basically
have that one.
It's a legendary like baby Darcy. It's really good, and you could of course change the burn on it as well. So of course void, pair it with someone with tractor cannon, and man, it's pretty powerful. It's really cool. But going in there, finding different ways to break strikes, stuff like that, a lot of fun.
Yeah, the one thing off of heroic strikes, but the one thing I've come across with a lot of these exotic changes and whatnot, now that there's the Nightfall Prestige card and Tractor Cannon, is there any reason to ever do a Prestige Nightfall and not make it Void Burn? Like, pretty that's much the easiest way through it. Make it Void, put on Tractor Cannon, prosper. Like,
it's a lot of fun too.
Oh, it's
like,
crazy.
When you see that boss come up and everyone throws their novas, or the boop goes out, as they say, you know, boop's on the boss.
As the kids say these days.
The boops go out. And you see those nova bombs go in, and then you see the boss's health bar, and you're like, oh, he's almost dead. Like, we got to keep going. And, you know, the boss is just getting ready to get to his next phase, and you take him out, and you're like, wow, you know, like, all that build up of the strike just for about like a 10-second battle, but it makes you feel really powerful. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, let's do another one. Like, let's see if we can break the next boss. You know what I mean? And you figure out the best way to do it, and you really start learning different phases of the bosses, so that when it comes to, like, you know, Nightfall, if you're going to grind it out, you know that, you know, he's going to be immune during this time and that time. It really helps you figure that stuff out. And the Pyramidian strike, Marcus has been helping me a lot, even though he already has that sniper, and we've found so many different ways to break him. Really? Even from teleporting. There was one time he couldn't teleport, so he was just trying to walk to the other side of the map, and like he was like, oh shit, I gotta walk this one off, man.
That
like,
poor guy.
Yeah, like, it was pretty funny. It's like, you know, it's stuff like that. That's a blast.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so funny. Like, Tractor Cannon with Void Burn and a Nova Bomb is at least half the health of like any boss. Like,
that's what we were using to break him.
Yeah,
was
pretty
Tractor
much.
Cannons and Nova Bombs. Yeah.
Did you shoot his head off this time?
Yeah, there was a couple times where,
because then he becomes a real bitch.
Yeah, we'd shoot his head off and he'd step out of his containment if we didn't kill him. There was a time that we killed him before he even teleported over there. There's been times, like I said, that we heard him and he tried to teleport and he just had to walk it off and try to walk over there, which he got destroyed. And it's really cool. Like I said, I'm finding all these little quirks with that particular strike after spending so much time in there. And it kind of goes to show you that a lot of these strikes weren't designed for these guns to be that game breaking, because then crazy shit like that happens, you know, and it's hilarious when it does happen. Like, it's funny.
Now, as far as finding things out, I have found, for anyone who listens to this, you know, I've really been on the Risk Runner train recently. I love using Risk Runner, and one of the best times to use it is, well, anytime there's a bunch of thrall. So like the beginning of Escalation Protocol, when all those thrall run out, you just let one hit you, and then you just go off, and you can shoot forever. And Dewey was like, what the fuck, aren't you a Void Walker? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, that's Risk Runner. He thought I was like in my super as a Stormcaller, because there was just lightning like everywhere.
Yeah. Baby Zalo Super
yes,
Zalo.
yes.
Yeah, the Pocket Zalo.
Yeah. So it has been dethroned for me. I fucking love Polaris Lance.
Oh, dude, it's a lot of fun. Polaris Lance, Huckleberry, that's another fun. I like that SMG as well. That Catalyst, that was like the only Catalyst I've done so far where I was like, oh, I finished it. Like, because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that Polaris Lance, dude, that thing is naughty, dude. It's giving me some Outbreak Prime
kind of.
vibes.
Yeah
a little bit, like, just like, not so much with how it functions, but like the satisfactory of using it, you know what I mean? Like,
it's got a little OG Black Hammer in how it functions, right? You can just keep shooting like forever.
That's true. Yeah, that is a really good part. Like, theoretically, you could dump your entire reserve into a boss without reloading or until he's dead.
Well, they don't even come out of your reserves, do they? It
comes out of your. It's not infinite. It comes out. I'm pretty sure it comes out of your reserves. Yeah,
we'll test that.
I could be wrong about that.
But it's definitely not a PvP weapon by any means. It doesn't have anything in it that is.
Have you used it in PvP?
No.
I like it in PvP.
But I mean, like, the exoticness of it doesn't transfer.
I'm not a scout. No, the exoticness doesn't, but it's hella sticky, dude. And it's like a 3-4 tap. Like, it's really not bad, dude. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say it's like meta, but I was surprised with how successful I was able to be with it. I was really enjoying it. And if you do get that to proc, and you shoot someone and like sticks to their face for a second, and you see it blow up, it's like, you can't help but laugh. That dude just got sauced by like something that's so cliche and like probably shouldn't have happened. Like, it was funny, man. I like it.
I just really like you you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not as good as Graviton, and it's natural to compare the two of them because they're paired in game. Polaris Lance, Graviton Lance. But the one thing I think is really cool, and Bungie does a good job of this. I don't know if we give them enough credit. The two of them, as much as they're related, they're like total opposites. Like, they're not meant to even compete in the same space. Graviton is not a boss type of gun, right? You want to be killing things, so you want to be fighting mobs, thralls, you know, small enemies to do damage to all of them with the explosions. Whereas Polaris, yeah, you can use it that way, but then it's just it's an explosive round every so often. But against a boss, if you're hitting crits, you just shoot, explode, shoot, like, and you can just keep going against the boss. So they fit two different areas of the game, and I think that's really cool.
They did a really good job with the progression towards getting it. I mean, each week it was something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really cool. It was. It's okay to have like a predictable quest line like that. Like, okay, next week we'll get this version, and then next week we'll get the masterwork or the catalyst. You know what I mean? That was totally okay. I liked it because I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I logged in and it was like speak to Anna Bray, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go do that. Like, the thing is dope. Like, it's super fun to use. We talked on here.
I brought up my favorite thing about the way they did that as opposed to previous quests like that. I want to say it was Sleeper in D1, or maybe it was No Time to Explain. I think it was No Time to Explain, the one that involved going into the Vault of Glass and talking to Lakshmi. Do you remember, like, you could do your part, and then the next week the next part would unlock, and then the next week the next part would unlock? However, if it was week 2 and you didn't do it, the next week on week 3 you were a step behind everybody, and you had to still wait a week. Whereas with this one, they unlocked each week, but if you fell behind, you could do part 2 and 3 the next week.
Not even wait a week. You had to wait until that shit was like the daily the next time. There was a part of the quest that you had to wait. So you could have been waiting like a month. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy, but like, you're totally right. I got to play great American Hero, the leader of Tower Life. He hopped on for the first time in a while, and he's like, dude, that reveal got me pumped. You know what I mean? And he's like, plus I want to get that Polaris Lance. And I was like, oh, dude, you're really lucky. Like, it's been locking us out every week, but you can just go in and just do it and get as far as we are. And he's like, really? You know, he's like, man, that's awesome. Like, yeah, I was worried that I was going to have to wait. And
that was smart. I like that they did that.
Yeah, that was a good touch. I dig it.
Chat asked, can the explosive round one-shot in Crucible? I would think not. I was going to say, I wouldn't think so. What about the burn?
I think the explosion takes like half their shield away, and then the burn might whittle like another quarter of that shield away. Okay. But like, it's more of like a fun factor, sort of thing. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And plus, you hear that.
It sounds like a rocket.
Yeah, it's really cool. When it loads, it reminds me of the old school like siphon filter when they'd turn on their night vision goggles. So, you know what I mean? When that little round loads in there, I love that you're hearing the sound of the triple tap or whatever, like the rounds, or I'm sorry, not the triple tap, but
it's like the quadruple tap.
Each critical round being returned to your magazine or whatever. You hear that noise, and then you hear that load. It's just like symphony of all these really cool sounds, and you almost get like a rhythm going with it.
What was that? How's that go? For our viewers.
What are you trying? What do you want me to lay down like a diss track with the?
No, it looked like you were like riding a horse or something.
Maybe I was.
Oh.
Maybe I'm not sitting in a computer chair. Maybe I am on a horse.
Just to finish that off, not the horse, the Polaris Lance. So I was, you were there. You, Marcus, and JJ were doing the Nightfalls for the sniper. While I finished the Polaris Lance. Well, before that, this is what tired me out. I was doing the Polaris Lance Masterwork, and if anyone who listens to this, I had only gotten one Masterworks the entire time, or exotic Masterworks the entire time, and it was Darcy, and I finished it. I don't count Polaris Lance because there was a quest for that. It's not like I had to get it to drop randomly, right? So I went into the Castellum, and I was doing all the precision kills and letting the burn kill for Polaris Lance to complete the Masterwork. And within, I was probably in there for about a half hour to 45 minutes, finishing that, right? But in a span of, what, maybe 5 to 10 minutes?
I'd say like 5 to 7.
Yeah. I was like, oh, neat. I got the Crimson Catalyst. That's cool. It's the first one I've gotten besides Darcy. And then I was still shooting shit, and I was like, oh, sweet. I got the Borealis one, too. And then, like, a minute later, it was like, I got the Tractor Cannon Catalyst. So I got 3 new catalysts in like a half hour.
And then a minute later, the Galahorn dropped.
I got a Galahorn, yeah. The Iron Galahorn, actually.
Of course.
I rebuilt it, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I forged it with my potato. All right.
The Iron Potato Horn.
The Iron Potato Horn. Oh. By the way, speaking of the anonymous potato that we still don't know, Triton responded on Twitter and said, I mean, the message written on it suggests it could have been me, but sending something like a potato is more of a Lego move. I would have sent a turd, TBH.
Wow.
So that's actually the first I've heard from Triton.
And he still would have wrote "eat me" on the side of it.
Can you write on a turd?
I mean, it's 2018. I'm sure anything's possible. You could probably get it personalized, and
we've been to space and shit. I mean, not us personally. I haven't been. Have you been to space? Speaking of,
can't legally talk about it, but
that's where you got that NASA shirt.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So I think that's pretty much. Unless there's anything that you wanted to mention that you've been enjoying, not enjoying. You know, we covered faction rallies a little bit. Just new weapons. Oh, tell me though, since I talked about Polaris Lance, what is your just absolute right now favorite weapon to use? Like you just use it just because it's fun.
That Escalation Protocol sniper rifle. It's like a visa. Never leave home without it. I also got the SMG, dude. That thing is nasty in PvP. I love that thing. It's got threat detector on it, so you get all this like handling and stability and all these wonderful little who's its and what's
that
it's
is
going
good for
on
an
there.
SMG.
It's really good, dude, and it's definitely the best energy one. And if you break someone's shield with it, all kinetic damage from all sources is
that's
amplified.
right.
Yeah, man, team shot, and it's nasty. So those two paired with like pair that SMG with like Vigiwing, and it's so good. Full auto.
What'd you call it?
Vigiwing, Vigilance Wing.
I know. I just wanted you to say it again.
Digital champion. It's great. I love it. Vigiwing, the Escalation Protocol, SMG, and then whatever you want for a power weapon. I like to snipe.
You're bad. Here's something. We'll get to this, but you'll be able to snipe and like use rockets here pretty soon, right?
What's that? I'm sorry. About rockets? I apologize.
You said you like to snipe, and I said, but pretty soon here in upcoming releases, and we'll get to this part in depth, but you'll be able to snipe and use rockets.
Oh yeah, the weapon slot changes.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can just use 3 snipers and say.
They said you can use 3 shotguns. All right.
Be okay with that.
So,
it'd be fun, dude. We can listen.
Dude.
You're missing
Dude.
Listen.
I'm listening.
You're missing the most important thing of this entire announcement.
What?
We will be able to do sniper fusion in private matches again.
This is true.
Yeah,
won't be no land though.
It won't be no land, but you know what? It's the closest thing we got.
That's true.
Don't fuck this up. Don't ruin it.
Well, the scariest part, Lego tweeted that he's going to run 3 fusions, and I tweeted back, I'm quitting Destiny. I don't want to play against Lego using 3. But here's my thing. In all seriousness, if
Lego
ammo,
with 3 fusions, we're just gonna have to gang up on him.
Yeah.
Anytime he quit, listen, Silent Pact.
He's
anytime
he's
he equips 3 fusions, we just not even a word said. If we ask him, do you have 3 fusions on? And he says yes. We just bear down upon him.
We don't shoot each other.
Shots. No.
Okay.
Until he's dead. When he's dead, then it's a shit show.
But you respawn, so he'll never actually be dead.
No, that's fine. And then we just go get him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And then he'll get it, and then he won't use 3 fusions. We'll be fine. And the kingdom will be saved.
Okay. Save the kingdom.
Pinky swear?
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Pinky swear.
There's the camera.
That's there. Oh.
I got it. I found it. All right, so what we're talking about here, Tuesday was the year 2 reveal, and it's called Forsaken. And wow. I was hoping for something big. I thought they were going to make a lot of changes, but I don't even, like, it's so much. Like, there's so much good stuff coming, and I'm not even talking about, they kind of did what I was hoping. There wasn't a whole lot of story. I mean, they did tell you the enemy and some of that stuff, but there was no, like, full narrative through it.
Yeah, they're saving that for E3, right?
Who knows? Hopefully they don't tell us at all.
I'm pretty sure they said that they're going to do, like, a light narrative.
All right, as long as they just don't reveal surprises and stuff. Like, oh, look who's back, if someone, like, a character show. Like, don't fuck
right?
up.
And here's the chest that gives you Galahorn.
Yeah.
Like...
We're bringing back this, and here's what all the exotics look like. No, I don't want to. But anyway, right. All the new, like, the systems, the mechanics of the new things that are coming, like, it's all really good. Like, really good.
Well, they said this reveal in E3, you're going to see that Bungie has never been more committed to the future of Destiny. And this reveal, yeah, man, they came in just spitting fire with this reveal. Like, it was jaw-dropping, like a lot of the stuff that was on there. And, like, normally I don't look at chat, but, like, I was curious this time in the Bungie chat, and it was like people were freaking out, dude, like in a positive way. And it was really cool to see that, like, you know, and I think that, you know, we know that they know how to bring the hype, and us as a community
knows how to overreact to everything.
Knows how to overreact, but it really seems like this time, like they're not just being like, okay, this is what you're gonna do and this is some of the cool stuff, but they're like, you know, this is gonna change the way you play Destiny. And I believe that they specifically used the word, like, get back to that hobby.
Oh, they did.
Of Destiny.
In the TWAB, like, on the stream, yeah.
And we're all, I mean, if you're listening to this Destiny podcast, like, you're a hobbyist. You know, you're just as much of a hobby player as some of the people that do it for a living. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain level of, and, you know, casual isn't a bad thing. Like I said, I feel like I've been being a casual lately because I've had such a crazy work schedule. But like, it is going to be good to get back to that hobby feeling. And I already have that with Warmind. Like, I'm at work thinking about how I'm going to spend my time when I get home. What catalyst am I going to work on? Shit, it's Faction Rally. Forget that. Got to get that Graviton catalyst, or, you know what I mean? And it's cool to have those, like, how am I going to spend my time and value it? You know what I mean?
There is one thing that you made me think of before we dive into specifics of that, because I thought the timing of it, because what you said, their quote about you'll see that we've never been more committed, it was before the reveal by a couple days. But what I thought was most interesting is it came either the same day or immediately after the news that broke that another publisher in China, I think, bought a $100 million minority stake in Bungie to publish stuff. So they're going to be working on some sort of new IP title at some point. Which, before anyone freaks out, like, they're a AAA studio. There's always some subset of it looking to the future. Like, this doesn't mean Destiny's gone or that they're giving up on it. But it was interesting, and I thought their timing of the quote that you're going to see that we've never been more invested came the same day that everyone was going, oh, Bungie's jumping ship on Destiny because they're going to go with this new publisher and leave Activision.
Yeah,
so I do think that quote was well placed. I don't know that it was necessarily about the reveal. I think it was kind of a nod and a wink type of acknowledgement of that. But I'm not looking much into it. We won't notice a difference in anything for years or hear anything, but it is interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Forsaken. If you want to catch up on the actual stuff, I'm sure you can still watch the full stream, probably on their Twitch channel, I would assume, Bungie's Twitch channel. They do have, in the TWAB this week, they have kind of a an archive snippet thing, and they also had a 9-minute Vidoc that they posted on their Twitter along with the reveal stream, which I was at work for the reveal stream, so I haven't watched the stream itself. But the Vidoc covers most of the main points. And holy hell.
Holy hell. Should we just get into it?
Yeah. Well, they give a little rundown in the TWAB. So I'll just kind of go down that and we can talk about it, because it's a too long didn't watch, it says.
Right.
So they said Forsaken tells a new story with a darker tone in a lawless frontier, which I wouldn't ever call, some of the parts of Destiny light, like the whole Taken King, the Taken King, Oryx, Book of Sorrows. Like, that's a pretty dark tone right there. Like, they gain power by killing.
I think more like Destiny 2 has kind of taken that lighter tone with some stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, granted, like the Vex are scary and the Hive are scary, but like ultimately, you look at these characters and they're very happy to see you. There's never really like a whole lot of angst or danger or anything like that. And, there's like lighthearted moments. And I like lighthearted moments, like the part where Zavala looks at Hawthorne and says, good luck, Guardian. Like, that was huge character development. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff's really cool. You know what I mean? But
she still hangs out by herself with her bird, though.
Yeah, she doesn't like civilization. I don't blame her. But like, it's gonna be interesting, because I think Cade is gonna be like the person, like the vanguard, that's gonna be leading us a little bit, like setting us on that initial path. So I wonder how it's gonna be a darker tone, even with Cade in there telling his
maybe that's
jokes.
The thing, we kind of see the side of Cade where he's like, get serious because shit's going down. Because I don't want to give away too much story stuff, even though they didn't tell us a lot, but like, this all stems from, in some way, Cade kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, he always fucks up, so I love him. He's great.
Also, real quick, chat. Basically, D. Joel, we are going to talk about that. The answer is yes. I don't want you to think we're ignoring you, but I don't want to get too off track because I'm good at that. Actually, I already forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
We were talking about Cade fucking stuff up.
Cade fucks up, yeah.
Yeah, because he's the one filming this prison and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to this darker tone on the lawless frontier with like that Western vibe that
they called it a reverse Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, they reference Magnificent Seven, which is dope.
So they're going with like a Western. It's not going to look like a Western, but they're taking some themes from that type of thing, like the cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Tangled Shore is a new destination made of a web of asteroids and mysteries. And
very cool.
This is all out by the Reef, correct? That's where this is all kind of taking place.
Can't wait for all my friends to fall all the time at this place.
I'm going to die all the time. You know who's not going to fall off, though?
Sam
absolutely will not fall off, right? The Dreaming City. See, this is interesting to me. The Dreaming City is our first end game destination, home to the biggest challenges.
So what's that mean to you when they say end game destination?
Well, it's where the raid and everything takes place, correct?
Correct.
But they also said that it's going to be a playable space all the time, right? Not the actual raid part of it, maybe, but like the Dreaming City that the raid is contained in.
Right. The way I took it was like, you look at the Leviathan, like, sure, it's an end game destination, but you only go there to do the Leviathan. The way I took City as our first end game destination is that it's not like the Leviathan. So I think we'll be doing other things than the raid, and I think that like we'll be there. And maybe we're gonna get that Vault of Glass feel where like me and you were just there like dicking around and we see like all of a sudden 6 Guardians spawn in and go running up and we're like, oh shit, we should probably get like 4 other people and go do that. Like, like that's really cool.
And I think you're probably right with that, because one of the things they said, and it is obvious as you look at this, that this expansion is the product of community feedback, all of it. It's all things that people have asked for, that they've heard. And one of the things that people really talked about over the last 3 years was the feeling of the Vault of Glass, when you could just roll up and help some people, and the entrance to raid was there. on a
just
playable
wanna
public space. So
get the little wave from a blueberry, like you'd help them open the door, and like 5 of them would run in and not look, and that one guy would stop and turn around and give you the little wave, and then go run.
And then teabag.
And then you're like, oh, like he appreciated it. Like,
what
you know,
a nice guy.
What a nice guy. Yeah, and then he drops some bags.
The other cool thing that Wendy just pointed out, the Dreaming City will always adapt real time based on raiders. They said so the Dreaming City you see on launch day will be totally different than the Dreaming City you see in 2 weeks.
So I think it's more important now than ever to start assembling a day 1 raid team. Call it in right now. You got months. Call it in. Say you have an important engagement. What do you think you think they're gonna drop the raid that week?
No, I'm looking at you. We were talking about getting a raid team together.
Yeah, of course. Let's do this. All right.
So here's the most exciting part about that. If it changes based on us, can I take like a Prometheus lens, write my name or a huge dick on the wall?
I was just gonna say you're not writing your name if it.
You don't think I can do that?
No, I just know you better because like you'd literally get 1 dot on the wall and just lose all control of yourself, and a massive penis would be drawn on the wall. And you'd be like, what happened? I blacked out.
Yeah, there would definitely be a big penis.
Yeah. No, that'd be really, I mean, like, is the area gonna change? Is the path gonna change? Is there like things that we do inside that affect the outside world? Do like new paths come open after a team's completed it? Like, does the entire like visual landscape change? You know what I mean? Because like I really want to go. My point earlier was like it's important to get, probably now more than ever, to get that day 1 raid team so you can go in there and see what it looks like for yourself on the first day. And then, you know, people like Modern Tryhard and all those guys will you know, get their worlds first, and something will change and we'll have to jump in there and check it out. And it creates like a little community buzz. Like, I hope it's something more than visual, but that would still be really cool if it's just visual. But the way they're hyping it up, I think it's more than just visual.
Well, the one thing I do want to caution on something like that, because they made it sound like everything you do goes in there, it affects it, it changes. Not just Bungie, but we've learned it from Bungie. I mean, that's very much marketing speak.
It's true.
It's probably going to be much, it's probably going to be much closer to, there's like maybe every week or maybe all the time, but there's some secret you find that triggers something to change, a specific preset thing.
Totally.
It's not like I can go in and do whatever I want and it changes something. Like, it's going to be very preset things, but still, it's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more to go through. The Scorn are the new enemy, led by a group of 8 Barons you will hunt down, and they all look badass. There was a sniper one, there's like a melee one.
Dude, can we talk, like, real quick? The Scorn, we've seen Reimagined Fallen with Siva. You know what I mean? We've seen the Fallen is Taken. You know, these look completely different. Like, they have a different attacks, attack animations, all this stuff. Like the attacks themselves are vastly different. And
are they Fallen?
Yes.
They definitely are Fallen.
They are definitely Fallen, because like they've got all this, like, it's the first time like I've looked at them as like true pirate scavengers in this. Like, it looks like they've just taken junk and forged armor out of it and painted it up, and you know, they're swinging those lanterns with fire on it, and they have like almost like this primitive, like almost like a medieval pirates vibe, kind of. Like, I don't know, it's really weird.
They're crazy.
They're very cool looking. Those Barons, when I saw them drop in and they focused on that one with that staff with arc energy, like at first I was like, is that a Guardian? Like, what is that? Like, they look vastly different.
And those are the Reverse Magnificent 8, I guess, if you want to call them that.
Ooh, what if it's like there's 8 of them because the 9th one got exiled and they are the 9? I'm kidding. All right.
I mean, you never know.
Zer's shady. All right.
Zer, he's
their puppet. He's their puppet. Like, they've referenced it in the lore or whatever, like that he's one of their puppets or something like that.
He's shady AF.
The 9 are like so like snooty and like consider themselves like even so far above us or whatever. Like, you know, we're gonna get touched on that at some point in time.
Yeah,
I hope.
Destiny 15. made by this Chinese company that just invested.
At least 12.
Yeah,
hopefully
probably.
By 12.
Yeah.
Hopefully by 9.
Oh. You were like smart as a whip. A big one. Our new weapon system gives you more control over how you configure your fighting style. Which, what they showed off there, still 3 weapon slots, and we still don't know about ammo economy and whatnot. But one of the things, the biggest thing they mentioned, was you can run 3 shotguns if you want. So they're kind of expanding the weapon slots. What it sounded like to me, and how I would assume it would work, and this seems to be what I've been hearing, it's, and I would be okay with this, it's still kinetic energy power, okay? But my thought would be old D1 specials are the ones that are across 3, whereas what used to be old heavy stays in only power. Rockets, right. Grenade launchers, what else? Is that it? Swords. Yeah.
If they made swords better, like gave them more lunge, like that would be great. Because I mean, we're doing the power fantasy thing. I felt like they got kind of left behind. They got kind of overshadowed by all the other complaints. Give us lunge back. Man, I just want to camp around the corner and just lunge at people when they come around.
Scumbag.
Or use it to like close the distance, like some people kind of use it to skate. I miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're getting a new weapon system. I mean, what do you think? You like that idea? It kind of gives you the option.
I do.
3
I also
shotguns,
feel
3 snipers.
I feel like the kinetic shotgun is not going to be good as the energy shotgun, and the energy shotgun is not going to be good as the power weapon one, because otherwise what's the incentive if you're going to give somebody a retro futurist type kinetic shotgun? What's the point of even picking up power ammo at that point? Again, we don't know how the ammo economy is going to work,
right?
But you see what I'm getting at. You know what I mean, there has to be some sort of line drawn between, because they're not going to give us like a universal type remote. It can't be as good as the other shotguns and stuff like that. Like there's got to be something.
Maybe you just make the power one. See, I agree with you halfway. I think the power ones have to obviously be more powerful.
Right.
I don't think the kinetic and energy should be much different, because the point of those is just the kinetic and the energy. They should be pretty much the same type of weapon.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just going back to primary special heavy, which it's not. But no, I mean, I agree. The power has to be better. I'm just curious if it's going to be like the power ones are what we have now, and the new ones are going to be a little bit worse, or if they're going to bump up power ones and kind of what we have now for shotguns and fusions and snipers are going to be what we have available across the board. I don't know. We don't know. All we know is there's a new weapon system with 3 slots that are totally interchangeable, so you can do whatever the hell you want, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm sure they've got some kinks to work out, like we were talking about, like the ammo economy and stuff like that. Either way, I'm interested. I'm ready to run hand cannon sniper and a rocket just for the feels. You know what I mean? It's gonna be really cool. Or maybe even like even just a primary sniper in a fusion would feel really good. Or even like a sniper and a shotgun. So many possibilities. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Lego already told me he's running 3 fusions, and I told him that's when I'm quitting Destiny.
And he's gonna get slapped down. We're gonna put the team shots on him when he does, or we're gonna get absolutely dunked on and want to install the game.
Well, the good news is he no longer has replenish or whatever, so he can't cheat and get the ammo all the time.
He'll figure something out.
He is. He's a wily one.
He's a smart cookie, that Lego.
So 2 things that have been asked for. Everyone kind of thought that the mod system, even though it sucked, was designed to replace random rolls, right? Now they're bringing back random rolls, and they're still completely overhauling the mod system. We have no idea what that includes, or how random roll. All we just know is random rolls are coming back, and the mod system is being overhauled. So that's good, right?
I'm hoping the mod system is like, I've got this gun and it's almost what I want, and then like the mod kind of helps you push it towards that direction. Or if you're wanting a specific build, like a range build or something lacking stability, like you can masterwork it with stability now and then mod it, or get that random roll that even gives it further stability. I'm really excited about this, dude. I used to get so excited going in a chat. Everyone's talking about what gun they got and how these two perks are very symbiotic and work in tandem together so well. And we never got that. And this is the solution to my 10th better devils. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
to be funny though, the solution is like wasn't needed. The solution is for a problem that they created.
Yeah, totally. And like, hey, better late than never. I'm not hating. I'm just stating. Like, it's really cool. I'm excited. So, do you think all the old weapons are going to come back with? Because they said all weapons are going to have random rolls. They didn't say all new weapons.
I mean, do you think we're going to have another situation where we can't bring our old stuff up with us again?
No, because
then they have to, right?
That was the whole thing about when the raids, how they determined the light level with that, and people were pissed that they didn't raise the light level for Prestige Leviathan or whatever. And they're like, well, you wanted all of it to be relevant. And we're like, no, we just wanted to be able to infuse our stuff forward to the next year and keep using it or whatever. So I think that's how it's going to continue. So does that mean that I'm gonna have to like chase better devils?
Well,
like,
I mean, I hope
opening shot.
I hope that's the way it works.
I do too. Like, that's gonna be really cool to just be like, you know what, this vault is trash now. There's probably only gonna be like 20 weapons that I keep. I'm gonna keep all the ones that you obviously can't obtain anymore or for a while. You know what I mean? Like Faction Rally, old Iron Banner stuff. But like ultimately, like junk, like the bad news that I've had in my vault, you know, because I keep one of everything in my vault. And this is, I'm going to be able to go in and just be like, all these weapons are trash. You know, a majority of these weapons are trash. If I get them again, there's better perks out there that can make this weapon perform better. And it's, dude, that's going to be so much endless playtime.
I think my most pet peeve thing with the set rolls, obviously just the idea of it didn't work. But the worst thing, the thing that absolutely drove me fucking nuts, was the fact that they still had these perks on them, and they weren't trees anymore. You couldn't select anything.
Right.
So if I get this gun, and it told me it had extended mag on it, no, it fucking doesn't. That's just how many bullets it comes with.
Right.
Oh, it has this barrel on it for extended range. No, it doesn't. That's just what this gun has. Like, those things were still listed, but didn't actually exist, right? Like, that was that drove me nuts to no end.
I hear it. I felt like it created more of the problem they were trying to get away from, which was like, they're like, oh, if we have random rolls now, everybody's just after this one gun with one roll. Now everyone's just after one gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I felt like it exemplified the problem. And like, there's so much identity with perks. And like, you look at some of the perk combinations and you're like, this is what happens when this is what makes weapons stand out, when you throw a bunch of perks that don't work well together, and then you have one weapon in that archetype that has perks that work well together. Of course, it's going to stand out more than any other gun. You know, what about Home for the Lost? With these perks, it may outshine the current Better Devils or DFA. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. And it's going to be really cool to see. I mean, YouTubers got to be happy about this, right? You know what I mean? Like, hey, I just got this gun with these perks. I figured you guys should check it out. Like, it's going to be an exciting time when that comes, man. I can't wait. Can't wait to clean my vault.
And you know what else? We talked about the weapon system, and we completely skipped the fact that they're bringing fucking space bow and arrows.
Hanzo mains unite.
Oh no,
I am so
didn't even
excited.
think of that.
I cannot wait to get all. Did you? Another thing that everyone was freaking out about the bows. Nobody noticed that dude was 20 feet in the air and had 100% in air perfect accuracy with that bow when he sniped that drag off that. Yeah,
but again, marketing
right over him.
Marketing.
Marketing. When have they ever shown someone in the air doing in-air accuracy stuff like that.
Do you remember?
I think
do you remember when the?
I'm not saying with all guns. I'm saying with
okay,
bows.
that's fair.
I think that might be.
But also, do you remember that PvP trailer that came out right before the game, and it showed people getting like?
That's true, and they had like the inflated damage numbers or whatever. Like they cranked up the whatchamacallit. Yeah, no, totally. I hear you. I think bows are gonna have 100% in-air accuracy.
I think you're gonna have 100% in-air accuracy.
I think you're. I wouldn't bet on it.
I would. I've seen you play Hanzo. Also, I know you kind of gave up on it, but Storm Arrow might be better than Scatter. It's gross. You should come back.
That's what I've heard.
You should come back.
No one's ever going to be happy with whatever they do with Hanzo.
I will be happy if you come do things with Hanzo.
So they bury him 6 feet deep. That's the only thing that's ever going to give that community any sort of closure. Whatever, hate us. It only makes us stronger.
You're like a cult.
Only makes us, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Every Hanzo main's a freaking weirdo.
Oh moving on. New Masterwork style system allows you to level weapons up over time, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot to speculate there. We'll just have to wait and see.
One of the most exciting ones. Your Guardian discovers new ways to fight with new supers.
What's your favorite?
God, I don't even know. How many? Are there 9 new ones? Is every subclass getting a new super?
Every flavor of supers is getting a new form of that super. And what I'm suspecting is we're just going to get another tree.
But it'll completely change the super.
Yeah, so like Golden Gun, like Solar Hunters are getting a new super, Void Hunters, Arc Hunters, and then the same with all the other classes.
But like, so for Golden Gun, so it'll be like a 3-shot tree, a 6-shot tree, and a fucking knives tree, right?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
So it's going to be totally different. Is that what I'm?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And since it's in the since it's solar, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't just put it in there anyway. But like, I imagine you'll still have some of the same grenades and things like that. But when that hunter was jumping through the air and had all those knives between his fingers, he looked like Freddy Krueger.
It's crazy.
It was really cool. It was really.
I don't know what my favorite was, dude. I don't know. The one was it the Void Warlock that like he teleported in and then like did this like crazy like just everything blew up.
Yeah, so imagine a Stormcaller, how they float above the ground like that, like their feet are kind of hanging behind them. They're like in the air. And imagine basically just Ionic Blink, like he's Ionic blinking around in a zigzag, and when he gets into the group of enemies, he activates like his attack or something, and it's just this massive like AoE, like they had called it like an anime explosion where like everything's exploding around him, but like you're stronger inside, and that's gonna be fun in Crucible, dude. Could you imagine like a Titan popping a bubble and you just like just blowing it up on the inside? Meanwhile, they have no idea. It's gonna be interesting.
It'd be really cool the way it looked, and this doesn't really. I don't think anything about it says like speaks to this, but it kind of made me think that maybe it would be cool that like it's on a very short kind of cooldown, but you have to use those blinks to build up the energy to do that thing. So maybe it takes like 4 blinks, but after you stop blinking, you lose it in like a second, which means you would have to, like, you couldn't just teleport around, wait around for someone to come and blow up, or you couldn't just pop it and blow up. You would have to like strategically like do 4 blinks into that bubble and immediately like do the explosion. That would make it a little bit harder, right?
It would be, because it seems like it's going to be really hard to knock somebody out of that.
So
we'll see. I mean, a well-placed Nova Bomb or a Smash, you know, like, well, counter super should take it out fine. But I always hate saving my super to counter super. You know what I mean? Like,
depends.
Like when I use a super and I take out like 3 or 4 guys, I'm like, yeah, like we got the advantage. Like I use a super on someone with the super, and I'm like, okay, I'm right back in the same situation I was just in. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, timeout. Let me Nova Bomb this guy. All right, time in, game on. You know, there's like it's a really weird feeling to me, and I'm not hating that. Like, if that's what you do, because I do that all the time in trials. Like I'll save my Nova for a pole dancer because they're freaking terrifying. You know what I mean? But like I never have that like, oh yeah, like that was a good play move. And not that it's not, because like you shut down a super that could have wiped your entire team, you know, like it's definitely a smart, good play, but it's just not the feeling. Like I said, it's more of just like a timeout. Let me do this 1v1. Okay, time in. Now I'm right back where I was. Like, it's weird. I don't know, but I can't wait. You're probably right. That's probably my favorite.
It was cool looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of them. Go watch, like I said, the Vidoc if you're listening. They tweeted it. Bungie or Destiny the game was the original tweet. They show some of them. I can't even put into words like how awesome they looked. Maybe they won't play great.
That Titan hammer.
I don't know.
The big war hammer, and then it like shoots. So it's got like the thermite grenade that goes out, and then it like turns into a fiery tornado. Amazing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, then the big one. We had talked about this a lot of speculating last week. Gambit is the new activity, and Lars even commented on Twitter that it is not a Crucible mode. It is its own node on the Director that is a PvE meets PvP competitive co-op experience, which, like I said, go watch them explain it. They made it, but short description, 2 teams of 4 Guardians go into 2 different arenas and fight PvE enemies. But then there are certain things you can collect that allow you to I
think they call them moats.
I can't remember.
I think they call them moats. We'll call them potatoes.
Yeah, you collect these potatoes. And if you collect enough, you deposit them, and it allows the other team, or it blocks the other team from depositing them. And also, you can, at some point, send one person from your team over into the other team's arena and ambush them, but they could also just get wiped out because it's gonna be 1v4. So it's like this PvE meets PvP. I'll be completely honest, the idea seems like it has potential. There's some cool things to it, but as a whole, I can't say I'm all that excited about it.
It depends on what we're gonna get from doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's some really good loot tied to it, you know what I mean? And I hear you, Hov, like I'm excited about it, and a part of me goes, this is really cool, but it just seems like there's a lot going on. Or like, you know, of course there's always got to be the people that like, oh, just give us PvP and patrol, which will like never happen. Like you don't want to be doing your patrol quests and come around the corner and get sniped off your Sparrow or something like that. As fun as that would be to be that guy, trust me, it would be fun, but that's never going to happen. But like, it does seem like there's a lot going on, and I don't know if like it's going to keep me coming back, say like Escalation Protocol would, or like Trials or Iron Banner or stuff like that. But I definitely think it's going to be a good like desalt activity.
But is it?
You know,
I mean, maybe it's going to be super like.
Like I'm not gonna get that upset if I don't beat another team because Harry and Henry, the hobgoblins, are in the back sniping the shit out of us and we couldn't get our task done. It seems like it's going to be focused more on PvE with just a lemon spritz of PvP thrown in there.
Maybe it's more like a sriracha spritz though, because it could really spice things up. Oh, yeah.
You're in HelloFresh mode right now.
Yeah.
Like...
but no, I don't know. Maybe I'm a hater, but
no, I feel you. I'm with you.
Even last week when people speculated and asked for or talked about a like PvPvE type of thing, not once has anyone come up with an idea that I was like, that's cool. I want to do that. Like I like PvP and I like PvE and I like them for completely different reasons. And I just have never been excited to put the two together.
Did you ever play Halo
Nope.
5? That was the first time that I did. Okay, it's not the first time I've done PvE, PvP. Like other games I've done it. Like DayZ is a PvP, PvE game. You're playing both the environment and other players at the same time. It's just a different style of games. But in a first-person shooter, Halo was the first time that I experienced that, and I found myself, and granted it was done a lot differently, you know what I mean? It's a different universe, totally different lore, so they can kind of set the battlefield up that way and stuff. It was probably the playlist I played the most. Granted, the maps were massive, and this looks like two small rooms,
like
compared
Prison of
to
Elders
these
type of
maps.
rooms, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe even like Prison of Elders, like split down the middle. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And
yeah.
like you can kind of see the team on the other side. I don't know. That's speculation. It's not going to be like the Halo Warzone or whatever, but I really enjoyed that. Do I want it in Destiny? I'm cautiously optimistic about
See,
it. Like I want it to do well. I just don't know unless there's some like really sick loot to chase. I don't know how much I'll be. We get to play it at Guardian Con.
oh, that's true. They have announced, and that's another. Let me one more thing before we get onto that. I'm hopeful. People that have played it and seen it, really, really liked it. So I'm, you're cautiously optimistic, whereas I'm kind of on the other side of it. I'm kind of like, I don't care. I don't think I'm gonna really like. It's a neat idea. It seems like it has a lot going on. It seems like it has some cool mechanics, but it doesn't like speak to me. It's not something that I am excited about. But I hope I'm wrong. Whereas you said you're optimistic, cautiously. You hope you're right, and it's good. I'm on the flip side. I don't. It's just not something that I
hope
care
it's
about.
something I can go to every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like I got all my shit done for the week. Maybe they'll attach a milestone to that we have to go do or something. And like I said, maybe it'll be something where like I go 6-1 on my trials card, and you know what I mean. And it's a little heated. It's a little whew. It's a little hot in the PlayStation party. So like maybe we're gonna go do some Gambit and maybe desalt, or maybe it'll be the saltiest, sweatiest fucking playlist we've ever seen.
We don't know because, like I said,
imagine Dado and Modern Tryhard mixed with KJ Hovey and True Vanguard. Like two strong PvE and two strong PvP players. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you never know. It could be the sweatiest shit you've ever stepped in.
That's we don't know. I've heard good things, so I hope it's good. But the idea of it just doesn't do it for me. But like you said, the cool thing is they announced right afterwards, Guardian Con. Bungie had announced the day before, or a couple days before, that they were going to have an official presence at Guardian Con this year. Because the last few years, Luke Smith's been there, Deej, Cosmo, a lot of Bungie employees have been there, but on their own time, just as fans. And they were very specific about that. They made sure that it was known that, hey, we're just here because we like the game and we like the community. This year they're going to have an official presence. Bungie will be there as a company. And then the announcement after that was that Gambit will be playable at Guardian Con, which this is just another example of how we talk about that Bungie is so good at the hype train and building hype. Because, yeah, I'm not going to discredit the fact that Bungie loves the community and they like to be involved in everything. But let's be honest. You're taking the biggest community-driven charity event that they have going, and it's big in general, not just in the Destiny community.
Right.
That has now said, not only we're expanding to other games, but we're not going to have Destiny on the main stage because there's nothing to do and it's not a draw.
Right.
I mean, how does that look? If it stayed that way, you're Bungie and you go, this convention that started around our game is not even going to feature us anymore.
It's like, oh, Fortnite's cute. Gambit.
Right.
Playable.
Like, that's very much...
They really like to let other people put their cards on the table and then be like, oh, you got a straight flush there, huh? Royal flush. You know what I mean? Like, they really do. And that's a smart business decision. You know what I mean? Again, they really know how to drive that hype. You know what I mean? And hopefully we get a chance to play it. Hopefully it's not like an hour and a half in line with like sweaty
Wilson,
kids.
You're super Holly. You're going to get to play.
No, I'm definitely not. Like I'm literally the random guy that's going to be on DCP later this month. That they're like, oh, you wanted to get smaller guests on, more random people. We're gonna have Wilson on. Even Briar goes, well, it doesn't get any more fucking random than Wilson. But yeah, like, I will stand in line like everyone else. Hopefully it's not too long of a wait because I just want to play like one match. And
I would hope that they do something like that. Like you get one match and you have to like go back through.
Yeah, I'd be totally okay with that because I just want to play one. I don't want to like play the shit out of it all weekend and then like when it comes out,
Although,
not be happy about it or
keep in mind
excited to
this
play it.
year, not only is it a much, much bigger venue, but with Bungie officially being there, they're going to obviously be providing the equipment. So it's not like
Sure.
oh, we're going to have 2 consoles. They might have 50 set up. Like, who knows? Like, it's Bungie.
Right.
But it's a good week to bring up Guardian Con because, due to real life things, I'm the only member of the core podcast group going this year. So I don't bring it up every week because I'm the only one going. But you and I will both be there.
That's right.
We will be...
Bench warmer of RezoCast.
Get the fuck out of here.
Gonna be at... I didn't mean that as a diss. I just meant it as kind of... But like...
Because, I'm very clear. I'm like the imposter. Everyone thinks I'm Hovey, so...
That was funny. We were talking about that match that we played with that one team. We're like, yep, this is KJ Hovey. Yep, he just outplayed the shit out of me.
But no, you and I will be going. Marcus, Mr. Tom Flory, Wenny, Claw, and the Claw
Tux.
Man. Well, I was just going, that's our house. We will all be staying together.
That's our house, for sure.
There's a lot of other people going. Tux will be there, which I am excited about again. We've been playing...
Can't wait.
We got to get back to Sunday nights. Tux mentioned it to me this past Sunday, and then I don't remember what I was doing, but we didn't do our Sunday night
it's all good. We
trials
planning to go.
runs. But yeah.
Trials ain't going nowhere.
If you can make Guardian Con, I recommend it again. Not just for Destiny, which is awesome because it's a Destiny started event, but raising a ton of money for St. Jude's, a lot of other games. Dr. Lupo and Ninja both being there both days, putting on a little Fortnite tourney going on. Gonna be all kinds of crazy shit. So definitely go if you can. It's a blast.
It's gonna be a good time. You're gonna get to see Hov smothered in butter.
No, that's you. You're being smothered in butter. There will just be residual butter on me. Listen,
it's gonna be a damn good time, man, to get to meet all these people in person and give some.
I just want to tell you,
and,
after seeing a drink,
I'm probably gonna be having like a flask with me the whole time on the down low. I might be drunk.
Yeah, you don't actually do that. That's a bad idea. Florida sun, trust me.
Bro, I do concrete.
You live in Illinois.
Yeah, which is also
it's
humid
same,
as
man.
Balls. Dude, I've been to Florida.
Anyway, I thought about sending you an anonymous potato with the message being, I also like to be slathered in butter.
That would have been
I know.
Well, I guess that's the point. Like, but yeah, that would...
All right.
Smother me in butter.
So, Gambit, Guardian Con, Wilson and I both kind of mixed on Gambit. We'll see.
Yep.
So, brand new raid located in the Dreaming City, as we knew.
Gonna be dope. Not really much we can speculate on that. It's gonna be awesome. More raid bosses than they said they've ever had in a raid.
True.
Very cool. I'm excited. I'm enticed.
We'll wait and see. Well, because I really liked, and I've talked about this on here, I really, really liked Leviathan with like the dogs and the gauntlet and all that stuff. Because here's my thing with people talking about bosses. Sometimes you get some really good ones, right? And they're really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if I put a huge Cabal character standing next to the gauntlet or in the center of the gauntlet, okay? And every time we ran the gauntlet and dunked the balls in the middle, something exploded and took health off of him, right? All of a sudden, that's a quote-unquote boss. But it's the same damn encounter. It becomes Oryx. Do you consider Oryx a boss?
100%.
Take him away, and it's just like Gauntlet. Like, you're just doing a mechanic to hurt him a certain amount of health. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
as long as it's not only that, like, there were a lot of like boss fights like the War Priest where you did have to do some mechanics, but then you had to cut loose on him with ammo. That moment of stacking up and cutting loose on a boss is a lot of fun, and that's kind of what you do in the new raid. as well. You stack up in the corners, you get your rifts, blah blah blah, your damage, your melting points, this and that. And as long as it's like that, I'm with you. I don't want to do something and then just watch the meter go down. I actually want to aim at it, pull the trigger, and shoot at it. I'm okay with like phases and then taking down a shield and stuff like that. And you know, or I thought like the Oryx fight was done good because like you get teleported into that realm where he's got the sword and comes in, and it is kind of like a face-to-face battle, and you do have to take that form of Oryx out and stuff. You know, if there's stuff like that, if I get to shoot my gun,
right,
I'm happy.
Do you get what I'm saying though? Like,
totally. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't want to run around the gauntlet and watch a meter go down and not shoot.
Right. And my point is just, I think the line is a little blurred between puzzly mechanic encounter and boss. You can have a boss and you just do some mechanic to kill him. Like I said, Oryx. If you took the big real world Oryx off of there, the encounter doesn't change.
Yeah.
So I just think people look at that a little too literally.
I liked the dogs and the gauntlet and stuff like that, but I like one of those things thrown in.
I agree.
Like, I hate to harp back to Vault of Glass, but like, you know, the Gorgons was the gauntlet. Not maybe quite so much the dogs, because you weren't supposed to kill the Gorgons or whatever, but you could, which was cool. But it I'm okay with like one of those little things, because it's kind of like the jumping puzzle, even though it can be hectic, is kind of a breather from the action. The Gorgon's lair is kind of a breath from the action. The dick wall, you know, the comic relief, and, you know, getting launched off. I love those kind of things. I love those little areas in between. I'm hoping it's more like King's Fall. Like, as much as I love Vault of Glass, dude, I loved the like hour and a half investment of King's Fall. If you're like going through knocking out the challenges, and I absolutely loved that. Like, I thought it was really cool. Like, I like the commitment to the raid. Like, the raid layers are fun, but like, just as I'm getting into it, it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I think those are out of necessity, though. I mean, I don't think the raid layers are really that much smaller or different than like Crota.
Totally, but like, Crota was also a new thing at the time, and like they took a chance with it, and they got feedback on it. Well, and
my
like,
point is just like they called it a raid lair, and people were like, "Oh, it's not a full raid." It's the same as what they called a full raid with Crota. That's all. I'm saying.
I'm not debating like the whole raid layer thing. I'm just saying in comparison, like with tons of like I want a longer experience, and I understand that like they can't always give us that in the timely fashion. Like, those spaces take a long time to create and a lot of talent.
This one's a full raid.
I couldn't even imagine that.
So you should be happy with that.
I'm very excited about it. I'm looking forward to all the different challenges and stuff like that to get in there, and the secrets.
One more I just thought of kind of example of what I was getting at with the difference between an encounter and a boss not really being anything.
Right.
Look at the baths in the original Leviathan raid. You do all this stuff and then you go shoot these bells. If that was a big guy instead of a bell, all of a sudden it's a boss encounter. But nothing's changed. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of. Yeah, but like I still get the satisfaction of shooting my gun and
right.
watching those little things.
I'm just saying, when people are like, "Oh, there's no bosses," like, well, I mean, it's not that different. That's all.
No, I hear you. You make a valid point, but at the same time, if you were to throw a purple face in there instead of some bells, maybe people will not.
Well, that's my point. It's really I mean? Not any different.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's a placebo thing. Like, it's a placebo thing. But like, you maybe put some flashy stuff in front of people and tell them to shoot at it.
Maybe just name the bells. Give the bells names.
Or make them potatoes, anonymous, but it just says anonymous potato. North Korean potatoes.
The last two things on here are new collections features let you track all the items you can acquire, and the new triumphs feature lets you track your achievements and in-game lore.
Yes, in-game lore, please. I miss all my lore videos. Like, I want all the lore. I love when I'm at work and I can't play Destiny to put on some lore and get immersed in a completely different way without touching your controller. I miss that shit, dude. The audio grimoire cards by Ghost and Echoes, like the Last Word and Thorn. Like, dude, that shit gave me goosebumps the first time I heard it. You know what I mean? Like, I want more of that kind of stuff. I want there to be more lore that sparks more people doing.
And it sounds like they're going to be kind of collectibles again, like grimoire type of thing.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah, I love that, dude. Like, Great American Hero is like a hound, dude. He'll be like, wait, there's a collectible around here somewhere. Like, I'm not even kidding. And like, he'll like, that's his thing, dude. Like, and I love rolling in his fire team because I'm looking at the skybox or whatever, and Great's over here pulling chests and finding dead ghosts and anonymous potatoes and things and all these awesome things to collect. So bring it on, man.
On the lore side, I'm sure this has something to do with it. As much as I like listening, you know, you were saying like putting on like a lore audio and listening to some of that stuff, there's somebody you're not going to be able to listen to here for a little bit because he's going to be a little busy. Did you hear that news? Mylan Games, taking a little position at Bungie.
Mylan Games. I'm very excited about that, man. It looks like they're really like cherry picking who could really help them out. And if Mylan was chosen, like, the lore situation will be in good hands. Like, that dude is really fun to listen to, really knows his stuff, and really happy for him.
Yeah,
congrats, Mylan.
That's super awesome. He's also Australian, so I love listening to him talk. That was a really tough thing for me. Like, Bife also has an amazing voice, but who do you listen to? Do you listen to Bife or do you listen to Mylan? Like, I love like, I picture Chris Hemsworth reading me lore.
It depends. So, like, another person who used to do a lot of lore was
Sir Wallen.
Sir Wallen, and they each have their own tone of voice that I find very soothing. It really just depends on what they're talking about. Bife and Mylan present them in kind of two different ways, and like, you know what I mean? Like, granted, the lore is the lore, but like the way that they kind of present it and explain it, I really dig it. I kind of feel like Mylan does a really good job of like breaking it down and explaining it, where Bife is kind of like, you should check out, you know, I've covered parts of this before, you should check that out. And like, you do kind of almost have to have like a basic degree before you go in and listen to some of the things that Bife does. So I think they both do lore kind of differently.
Let me
but
phrase
very
the question like this to you. You're at a restaurant. For whatever reason, you don't want to read the menu. You have to pick Bife or Mylan to read you the menu word by word. Whose voice would you rather listen to?
That's a tough choice, dude. Probably
I love
Bife.
Australia, though, man. It's a tough choice.
I mean, Australia's a beautiful place, but like, there's a bit of like elegance that comes with the British accent. I mean, not all British accents have it, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's almost like you should be like you're in a really cool classroom setting learning about video game lore. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and then like Mylan, I kind of feel like it's somebody you're having a conversation with in the room. You know what I mean? Like, they both kind of have their,
Bife is the incorrect answer.
Okay, well, they agree to disagree. We'll just have to fight about it at Guardian Con.
Can we wrestle? Moving on. So, yeah, you'll learn more about this story at E3. Gambit will be playable both E3 and Guardian Con. So, yeah. Like I said, we covered a little bit of all that. Go check out the Vidoc. If you have time, watch the stream. It's amazing. Anything else before we move on to the quick roadmap and annual pass stuff? Anything else you wanted to mention about the Vidoc or any reveal or anything, Wilson?
No, just very excited. They're working very hard, and I'm proud of Bungie. Good job, guys.
So yeah, cool. That's actually already pre-orderable. I did pre-order mine already.
I'm waiting for a collector's edition because the shrine of Bungie behind me here dictates. Well, listen, I've gotten the collector's edition of every single one, so you know how that goes.
That's what I'm saying. That's
all right.
I'm on the flip side. I've never gotten any of that stuff because I just don't.
I love it. I love my trinkets, my who's.
No, there's a change the way they're doing things. It's a $40 expansion, just like the Taken King, which I don't really want to get into that whole conversation if people were mad, whatever. I do think it's worth it because it's a lot. Then what they're doing, it's very similar to the season pass. They're calling it an annual pass now, and it's $35 if you buy it standalone, or if you buy them together, it's $30 because you can get $70 for Forsaken and the annual pass, which includes 3 content drops. I forget is the name listed here. One's called the Black Armory.
Let me look here. Okay, the Black Armory in winter of 2018, Joker's Wild spring 2019, and Penumbra summer of 2019. Yeah, man, I think this is really cool. I like this. I have no problem supporting something that I put hours into daily. I can't remember the last time I spent $70 on something and had more than a week
we're gonna
to spend
$70 at dinner at Charlie's in Tampa, and it's gonna be gone in like 30 seconds, and we'll all be happy about it. So
and it's gonna be a great experience, one that I'll remember for a very long time. Like, don't
depending
get me
on
wrong,
how high
I'm
you
diminishing, you know. Oh, I'm gonna be lit, dog. Anyway, yeah, man. Like I said, you could go have a really shitty experience at a restaurant and spend more money, and like, I don't know. It's just the way I look at things, man. I think it's a good deal. We're starting to get into it, even though we said we weren't. Well,
and it does also include that is not taking away from the seasonal events and the stuff that they just drop on us, as has been going on. So, pretty much, if you buy them together, you're going to pay $10 for 3 content drops, $10 each over the next year. So, I think it's a good idea. I say go for it. They changed the name, but it's pretty much the same as the season pass was for year 1. You're buying the DLCs ahead of time at a discount.
We've been asking them to kind of get away from this like DLC form for a while now. So let's see how. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's dance.
So quickly, roadmap update. July 17th is 1.2.3 Solstice of Heroes. So coming with that is the Solstice of Heroes seasonal event. Quick play will be 6v6. Rumble
Lord have mercy.
will be a permanent playlist.
There you go.
Bounties. Right?
Yes,
Expansion
things to do.
1 and 2 Raid Lair Prestige.
Bring it on. I'm ready.
Year 1 triumphs. And more exotic armor sandbox changes. Cool.
Yes, please. There's a lot of them out there that need it.
And then, obviously, September 4th. This just says September, but they have said since it's September 4th.
They have officially
now,
announced
is that a
September
Tuesday?
4th for Forsaken. Let me look at my calendar here. And by calendar, I mean
is it
this
a calendar?
September 4th.
So that's not going to change.
It is a Tuesday.
It'll be a Tuesday, I think.
It's not going to change.
So
it's still going to be
2.0.
Tuesday. Is that Memorial Day weekend?
No. Yeah. All
right. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Coming off of Memorial Day weekend. All right.
So a couple other things. They list a bunch of stuff there that we already talked about. Gear collections, weapon slot changes, yada yada yada. But another couple things: bulk shader deletion.
Oh yes, delete them bulk shaders.
They must be talking about Gambit, but it says new Crucible mode and 4 new Crucible maps.
Trials of the Siren.
I don't know because also if you look, let me look this up. But I know Lars tweeted. Fireteam Chat had tweeted out about their episode that they talked about it. Okay? And Lars said, oh, so there is a new Crucible mode, unless they fucked up. Because Lars tweeted back to them and said, one minor thing, and I assume you just misspoke. Gambit is not a Crucible mode. It's a fully separate activity.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a new Crucible mode then.
All right.
I would say. Yeah.
Right.
It's put right next to maps.
I just didn't know if they, whoever drew up the roadmap maybe
misspoke
there. But
Right. No,
So
I think that's
another
intentional.
thing. Yeah.
Maybe this is like some of the tweaks that we'll be seeing from Crucible Labs. Maybe they'll tweak one of those game modes or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Maybe we'll see a hint of that in an upcoming.
Yeah, maybe that's
Crucible
what they're doing.
Lab.
They have a couple ideas. They're gonna throw us a mode, but they don't know what it is yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Or they just want to get some feedback.
200 additional vault slots, which takes us to 500 total. Which not only is that good, but with all the collections, that should really knock down what you're going to use and bump up how much room.
Yeah, man, all your ships and ghosts and stuff are going to be in a dude.
In-game lore, new bounties. So yeah, that's.
I'm going to do Briar a solid here and just say that 200 is not enough. Love you, Briar.
I miss here's my schedule sucks.
You'd
so
be
bad.
happy with that.
I haven't gotten to play anything with Briar in so long. Like, the times I do get to go into his chat, I'm like, Briar, we need to play. Like, I might be home this day, and then something fucking comes up. So next time you tell Briar, you tell him.
I know.
You tell him I miss him, and then at Guardian Con, we will drink old speckled hens together once again.
I remember he'll like that. He really
delicious.
liked those.
But
yeah. No doubt.
So yeah, then they talk a little bit about Crucible Labs, which basically it's not going to be sandboxed. It's mostly going to be modes and small things. There's no timeline or schedule for it. They just kind of throw stuff up there. It could succeed and be polished up and come out as a full mode. It could fail and you might never hear from it again. So it's just kind of a, hey, check this out.
Right.
So don't look at it as a PTR because it's not. And that's about all I got. You got anything else as far as the reveal?
We'll have to wait till E3. I hope you're right. I hope they don't give too much away about the story. I like a very vague setup to a story. Like, my favorite parts of the movies is when I don't know what the fuck's going on, and then as soon as they figure out what's going on in the movie, I'm like, okay, I've lost interest. You know what I mean? So I love getting to that. I want to discover it for myself. Am I gonna watch the E3 reveal? 100%, of course. I gotta be in the know about what's going on. But man, it feels like the community is really gonna start getting a lot of what we wanted. And I feel like we've already gotten a lot of that with Warmind.
I've seen more people coming back that I didn't think were going to come back.
It's going to be good, man.
Streaming it and everything that I thought were gone. So that's promising.
Yeah, I'm excited. And plus we know some people that have went to the summit and are very excited about what's coming in September. So excited, in fact, that they're playing the game just to kind of get the feel back before September drops. You know what I mean? And that's pretty huge because a lot of these guys left for PvP purposes, where the game was catered towards casuals, whatever. You know what I mean? So for them, I'm not going to drop any names, but for them to come back for what they're excited about in September after taking such a long break gives me some hope.
I mean,
so
I know that we've always been on this show pretty positive about things. Me for one, I'm like a small child. I'm very easily impressed. Show me something flashy, bright colors, I will like pee myself. But no, same. I also pee myself.
I also
it's just very foundational things. It's not even like, oh my god, this looks so like exciting. It's foundational ideas and things that are coming that change that should work well, I think.
The way they've been presenting it and like how open and transparent that they've been as me and you know that, like, obviously they don't want the game to fail. You know what I mean? Twitter, on the other hand, they'll tell you that, they're out to make our life a miserable hell. But like, it's good to see them just kind of take on a new business model, kind of, I guess, like the way that they conduct themselves and the way that they're being more transparent and open. And like, I get on Twitter, dude, and those devs are just mingling with people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just just mingling, answering questions, clearing the air.
I
you know
think
what
that's
I mean?
a
And it's
shift
really
in
cool
video game
change.
development in general, don't you? Like that it has become a necessity
I agree.
these days.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, why not? We have this portal to where I can directly talk to you, to when you can choose to look at that and answer at your leisurely time. It's not like I'm in your office going, "What's that?
I'd like
What's
to do
that?
that, though.
What's that?" You know what I mean? Like I would too, man. That would be a lot of fun.
Do you want to drive
I
out
would
there?
really love to go see that studio someday. I've gotten the offer to get the tour, so we should
I'm rolling my eyes.
do it. What is that? It looks like you just like you were just rolling your head, but okay, that works. We should do it though. Like, yeah, it'd be fun. The Pacific Northwest is gorgeous anyway, but like I heard, like I've never been in an environment like that, like seeing all those creative minds working as one force. You know what I mean? It'd be very humbling.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll see you there in about 20
cool.
hours.
All right.
Oh yeah, I did kind of.
Bullshit. Just pick me up.
Fly. I'll pick you up in a plane.
I have to get on
You
a
actually
plane
have to
for
get on a
Guardian
plane
Con.
twice.
We didn't discuss this.
Well, I mean, to get home.
I do, and I'm gonna take some funny pictures when I'm on that fucking plane too. Of me freaking the fuck out. It's good. It's gonna be good.
I can't wait for all of that. So quickly, one thing that was brought up in chat earlier, this Saturday, which hopefully this episode may be out before then, Saturday, June 9th. Lego's a little busy. He does everything because I don't know how to do anything. But it is the Podcast Crucible Showdown. The team, we get to have, it's 4v4 with 2 alternates. So our team is Lego Lay Flash, Wilson 309, The Manigator, myself, I Fatebringer, and Lightbreaker.
How? You might as well just have Fatebringer and Light play. Like, oh my god, those guys are some beasts, man. And
here's what's
Lego
most
and
likely.
Mana, I feel like we're small fish in this
Sharks
giant
everywhere.
pond of just
Hammerheads.
sharks.
But most likely we needed all 6 because Saturday in the first round we are playing Planet Destiny.
Yeah.
I am not available Saturday. So our team Saturday is Lego, Mana, Wilson, and Fate. Then when you guys win, and if you don't, I'm defriending all of you on all social media because I want to play Sunday.
No pressure.
Lego may or may not be available. You are not available. So it is Mana,
Correct.
myself, Fate, and either Lego or Light. So that I don't mean to tip our cards, but
there,
I
man.
feel we got a pretty strong team, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Just got to make it through Saturday. Listen, I'll do my part, all right? You just make sure that Lego hits people with his fusion rifle,
No.
all right? Which isn't hard for him. I'm
How
just
do you want
saying,
me to
just
do that?
make sure Lego gets fusion. You need to have pep talk with him. Like Wilson said, Lego, if you're listening, this is your pep talk. I will cover you for power, all right? And we'll get in there. We'll make this happen.
I do want to play Sunday.
Hov wants to play Sunday. And apparently it's all on my shoulders. No pressure at all.
You won't have anywhere to stay in Tampa. No anonymous. Yeah,
no anonymous potato in the mail.
I still can't fucking believe I got a potato in the mail today.
GG, whoever did that, because it's been driving Hov insane
not many people
all day.
That I know through the Destiny community and gaming have my address.
Some things you just gotta let happen, dude, and just accept it. That there's gonna be forces of nature out there that have your address and may send you a fucking potato in the mail.
Oh.
I'm not saying God sent you the potato, Hov.
How do you know?
Chosen.
You haven't seen it.
Right? Because this is eat me on it.
All right, that's fair. Oh my god. This is meant to be. Did you see the title in the TWAB of the movie of the week section? I need you to go look at that.
Wait, okay, the movie of the
TWAB
week
and
and
have
the
the
TWAB.
section that's the movie of the week and the honorable mentions, but they title every section. Look at the title.
Okay.
Extra.
Oh my god,
butter.
extra butter.
I didn't do it. I don't like for Bungie.
You would. Yeah. Man, you do now.
Yeah,
I can see it. You gave it away with that one.
But well, the last thing, but not least important, I just want to give a little shout out to our lovely sponsor, Blue Mics and Headphones, providing us with these lovely microphones and headphones that sound amazing. They're great people, great products. If you like listening to music or want to start a podcast or just want to have a microphone to yell into, go to bluemic.com and use code RezoCast for 20% off your purchase. It's 20% off. That's a pretty good.
That's a substantial chunk. That's like 20%.
That's like a whole fifth, guys.
Fifth.
That's like a fifth. It's twice what
like
a discount would be if it was 10%.
Damn. I never looked at it that way.
It's 4 or 5% discounts. I mean, come on. Yeah.
It brings a whole new light to 20. Plus, they work really well on your PlayStation as well. Can confirm. You know, maybe you just want to sound good for your fire team.
Trying to, flirt and seduce one of your fire team members, and your mic on your crappy headset's a little crackly, and they think you sound like a hobo or something.
Maybe you don't want to sound like you live in a paper
that's true.
bag.
But if you want to sound, well, just say something like, oh yeah, like. If you want to sound like that,
oh yeah,
get a Blue mic. I've met Wilson sounds more like a 12-year-old girl when he's not using his Blue mic, and that's what the Blue mic does for him. Yeah.
Or when I hit a snipe.
But well, that's all I got. So that's it for RezoCast episode 89. The one about the potato.
Good job. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. / bake the curry out of it.
No. Forgot about that already. I can't believe I fucking said that.
But yeah, so thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll be back next week, same time. You should follow us on Twitter at RezoCast, rezocast.com, little stuff on there. And we stream here on my channel every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Hov76. I believe next week, Mana should be back. Lego, I think, is still out, and I think Wilson will be here one more week with us. Is that correct? Yeah. And I'll be here probably, because if I'm not here, it doesn't happen, because I'm important. This isn't true. I'm not.
All goes to shit.
Important. But anyway, I'm Hov. Follow me on Twitter, twitch.tv/Twitter.com/Hov76 and twitch.tv/Hov76.
It's a long web address. You can find me on Twitter at Ryu Wilson. You can find me hanging out on Briar Rabbit's channel, twitch.tv/Briar Rabbit, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern. Revolver now, Live right? Podcast.
You guys used to be 6.
You know what? On Sunday, just follow me on Twitter. We'll let you know what time it is on Sunday. It always seems to be changing lately. We'll get it going. And then also, I believe on the 22nd is what they have me down for. If you want to come make fun of me on DCP,
Wilson
come
is
check me out there on the 22nd.
Sought after man in the Destiny community.
I'm the most Hollywood person you've never heard of.
I mean,
apparently.
Listen, if you want to learn more about Wilson, listen
Hollywood,
to
apparently.
DCP Off Topic episode number 4, where they spent the first 20 minutes just slobbering about Wilson, about how much they all love him. I just want you to know I kept... Well, we can't tell because you're leaning out of the camera. But I withheld calling you Sweet Dick Willie this entire episode, but I got to get it in there once.
Oh my God, Gary Diaz. I don't think he knew the magnitude that Sweet Dick Willie was
The
going to
world.
have on. Yeah, it caught like wildfire. Apparently, that's all. That's the only way Briar is going
That's amazing.
to talk to me on DCP. Is he's not going to call me
That
Wilson. He's
is
going to call me
amazing.
Sweet Dick Willie, and I'm going to be embarrassed the whole
I'm pretty
time. So it should be
excited.
pretty funny. So tune in for that. Should be great. Yeah, it'll be fun. Going on after Broman, like after Broman and before Hush. Yeah, no big deal. Like
So there's
those
a
are
peak in the
two
middle.
very entertaining
Broman,
people. Like,
Wilson, Hush, right? You got the peak in the middle.
oh my God.
Right,
Like in more of a
peak?
valley.
A peak. Yeah, a peak
No.
up in the air. Like
Valleys
a mountain.
don't peak.
You're like a
No.
mountain. You're like
Yeah,
a mountain.
upside down peak. Yep, nailed it.
Just send them all
nailed it.
potatoes.
Upside down mountain.
And that's it, guys. We're gonna sign off on that one. So yeah, until next week. I guess this is where Lego says GG, and I try not to say it. GG. GG.
GG.
G.